Well, hello everyone. Welcome back once again to Throwback Thursday. We are in the land of Hagenstedt, or maybe as they would say on the east coast of the US of A, Hagenstedt. We are just enjoying the map, paying homage to an FS13 map that I personally loved. Maybe some of you had a chance to play it when it was originally out on FS13. Love the map. So we're just kind of really don't have any game plan. We're just playing to play it. Kind of a remembrance thing, and probably a little bit of a limited series. We're going to continue to move on from one older map to another where we're just really just hanging out, you know. But I picked up this contract. Hopefully it's still there. It is good. It's a cultivating contract, nothing too exciting. The farmer did leave us some equipment to use. So we've got this, what is this thing? Is it a Fiat? I don't even know what it is. Yep, it's a Fiat. It's a Fiat twin turbo, or just regular turbo, DT 180-90. You can read. Why am I reading that for you? I don't know. Fiat Agri. I think I used to say Fiat Agori, but that doesn't even make any sense. I'm adding letters to it. Fiat Agri, yes. And a cultivator, I don't even know what the width of this thing is. I know it's probably a little wider than the one we own, so I'm kind of glad we get to use their equipment. Ooh, that's got a nice engine tone, doesn't it? Yeah, always disappointing. Look at those yellowed, old school 1980s, 70s yellowed lights. Gotta love that yellow tint. Kind of reminds me of the days when you'd go to the grocery store and people were just puffing on cigarettes. It's hard to believe, and this is nothing against people that smoke. It's what you do is up to you, but it just kind of it makes me chuckle when I think of the days when smoking. I'm curious about these lines on this thing. Oh, it looks good. It just makes me laugh at the thought of how open season it was for cigarettes. I really like the sound of this tractor. Looks like we got some interior. Oh yeah, gas pedal. Got the old shifter going right there. Wonk, 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 wonk. Yeah. Console lights up. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Nice job, Mr. Modder. Whoop, whoop. Humor me for just uno momento, por favor, s'il vous plaît. No idea what I just said. Hopefully it was nothing bad. But it does make me... Ooh, this... Yeah, I like that tractor too. Maybe this was the wrong way to go. It's got to be in the small line though, right? Maybe not. Where's our... Is it under leased? I don't think it is. Nope. Let's look under here. Maybe we can find it a little easier going this route. There it is right there. By Pepe. Pepe 978. Nice job, Pepe 978. Did a really nice job with this tractor. It looks very slick. We're going to add GPS to the old Fiat because we can. And we need to change that to that. We also are going to need to scoot that way over. Way over. Way over. Ooh, almost to the point where it's too far over. There we go. We'll go with that. Let's lock into that. Might miss a little bit on the edge, but I don't think we have to worry about it too much. Oh yeah, get some, Fiat. Get some. Nice. Go through the gears. Yeah, I would imagine this cultivator does take a little bit of horsepower to pull. It doesn't look like it's a light one. Let's check and make sure I got... yeah. I always like to confirm that. I always like to confirm I'm on the right field and the contract is being counted towards what the work I'm doing, or the work I'm doing is being counted towards the contract. I'll get it right. I'm not sure how loud that is on your end though. It's a little bit loud in my ear. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Maybe if we go inside. So yeah, like I said, we're just working hinterland for fun skis. We're not looking to get rich or buy all the land or do anything fancy. We're just going to spend a few weeks here on hinterland and call it good. Take as many contracts as we can to maybe kind of get around the map a little bit more, so we can see more of hinterland. We do have some work to do back on the farm. We've got some lime, I think, that needs to be spread. But we don't have a place to buy lime on the farm. I was looking earlier, so we're either going to have to go to the store. I know, don't worry about it, buddy. We'll either have to go to the store and pick up some lime, or put down something. I don't know if I've got that multi-fruit buying station. That's kind of my go-to. And I can't remember if I enabled it or not. I can never remember where it is either. I bet I'm not seeing it. I forget where it's normally at. I don't think it's under production. Yeah, I don't think I enabled it. We'll probably have to go to the store and buy our lime. It doesn't look like I've got it down here. I think it's normally either under silos or silo extensions, maybe containers from 82 Studios. Looks just like something like that, kind of. Not exactly, but kind of. You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. So yes, we are in June in real life. It's been warm where I'm at, very warm. A little bit unseasonably warm, I would say. Not drastically, not like it's the apocalyptic warm, but it's warm enough to where it raises concerns about how hot this summer is going to be and how dry. I'm going to make life easy on us, and I am going to do every other because it's just easier. And so it'll be curious. You know, it's one of those things where either sometimes summers start off really warm and for us, and we end up having a gentle July and August, or we're in for the long haul this year for hot weather. We'll see. Of course, with all that dry weather and stuff, you always have concerns about fires and stuff. And fortunately, where I live, we don't have to deal normally with the kind of fires that we see sometimes, right, out on the West Coast and stuff. I can't even imagine. Like the helpless feeling of being in a situation like that where the fire, because normally even the fast ones, the fast moving ones, you still generally people have a lot of warning. But just to be in a situation like that where there's just nothing you can do, you know it's heading towards your house. And, the fire department and, maybe they bring in the National Guard, whoever's working on trying to slow it down or stop it. But ultimately it's coming to you. That's got to be a really frustrating, helpless feeling, I would imagine. Yeah, that thing just seems heavy, doesn't it? Just a lot of steel going on there. I don't know what does the game weigh this in at? Is this considered a regular cultivator? I think it's this one, isn't it? 6.6 tons. Yeah. That's about 13,000, roughly 13,000 pounds in that general area. It's not light. Digging into the ground too, you're not just pulling, you know, pulling that weight, but you're pulling that weight plus the resistance. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Those are kind of, it is cool to see how these things, so you got the tines, I'm assuming they're called, in the front there. And then you've got those discs that are bringing in the dirt kind of towards the middle, and then the rollers in the back. But look at the mechanics of the thing. How well that thing is just designed and built. It's crazy. Hopefully it's built strong, because I imagine it's got to deal with a lot of strain. So, in the news, don't want to talk about this a great deal, but I did want to mention it, and because it's been on my mind. Try not to get in. Well, I shouldn't say that. I get into topical things. I should probably do less of that, because it can age the video, you know, like a year from now, if somebody watches this, they'll be like, I have no idea what he's talking about, kind of thing. It's like watching old comedy acts where people are referencing celebrities at the time. Like, I don't know if you ever watched like old school 1970s or 1980s Letterman. Once in a while I'll pick up a 1980s Letterman show and watch him, David Letterman show, and sometimes there's references made there that are like, who is that person? I don't even remember who that person was, because they were either in the news at the time or whatever. But we've got that submarine going down to the Titanic. A sad thing indeed, without question. When anything like this happens, though, I always seem to ask myself, would I do that? You know, would I even consider doing something like that? Or is that just completely something I wouldn't even give thought to? And I probably would consider doing it. I don't know. I think stuff like that, I think a lot of it depends on how you feel safety-wise. I think if the person who owns the sub, running the business, I think if they come across as reputable and what they're talking about, and of course there were previous expeditions, I think it's lessens the desire to run like crazy away from it. I've heard that the waivers that are signed are quite morbid, but that's not surprising. The news is, it just amazes me sometimes how the news, these people, what they'll put on, what they'll say, the stupidity, sometimes mind-boggling on some of the things these news people say. I just shake my head like, wow, man, you are catering to a really low bar. Anyways, of course there's going to be waivers. Of course there's going to be papers to sign that are going to limit liability. I mean, come on. Why is that a surprise to anybody? People are like, ooh, they had to sign a waiver that said that they might die. Really? What a shocker. What a shocker. I mean, I think this deep sea exploration is something else, and it terrifies me to some degree. I think I would honestly have less of a problem being strapped into a rocket and going to space at this point than I would doing the opposite and going deep sea. I feel like I think I almost feel safer going to the moon than going down to the Titanic. It's terrifying. I mean, at least if you're going to the moon, you have communications constantly, and stuff. And they're saying that it's not unheard of. In fact, it's very common that you lose communication when you're going down in these deep sea deals. And I mean, it's just pitch black around there. It's cold. I mean, it sounds a lot like space, but I just feel like for some reason, and maybe that's just because we as humanity has, I think, put a lot more effort, obviously, into space exploration. And I think in some ways, we've probably fine-tuned space exploration more than we have deep sea stuff. Oh, did I, all right. I made the turn. We might as well go with it. I don't think I'd do it. I think I would go into one of these submersibles, but I'm not so sure I would want to go 4,000 meters almost? 2.5 miles down? Ah, boy, that's a rough one. Uh-oh. I think I might have missed a gear there. That's a rough one. And they say it's like the size of a minivan. Like, I was looking at a diagram of this thing, and 5 people are just, and you can't stand up. That's what really gets me to a degree too, is if I'm in something, like, I'm not a super claustrophobic person. In fact, I would say I'm not claustrophobic. I don't suffer from that. But I think if I were to have claustrophobia or claustrophobic tendencies, they would come out more if I couldn't stand up. If I had to stay in a crouched position or sitting or laying. I saw that movie, is it called Buried? I forget what it's called. It's got Ryan Reynolds, I think, where he's buried alive in this casket, and he's left with a telephone and I think a thing of matches or something, or a lighter. Maybe it's a lighter. And I can't even fathom how that would feel to be. I think that I think would make even people who aren't claustrophobic, it would make them claustrophobic. So yeah, you look at this deep sea submersible thing, and it's just mind-boggling, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be in that and not have a way out. And so, of course, my thoughts and prayers go to those people, absolutely. But I don't think you're going to get me in one of those going that deep. I'll go down, like, if it's like a Disney ride or something, and it's like a couple 100 feet maybe or something. If I can still see the light, if I'm not too deep to where the light stops penetrating through the water, I don't know what level that is. Maybe I can Google that and see at what depth. I guess it would matter too if it was sea or salt water or fresh water. But I would say if I would go maybe as deep as the light can penetrate. Maybe, as long as I can still see enough to where I know what's top and what's up and what's down. That might give me a false sense of security. But when you start getting to the levels these people are going, oh boy, that's a tough one. And then they're talking about these crazy undersea currents and how these submersibles aren't built with strong motors, and they can get caught up in these currents and just flung around. And that one, was it last year? I think it was, that got caught in that current and ended up stuck in the Titanic, in the blades, in the propeller. Oh man, forget it. Yeah, forget it. Like for an hour, they were like stuck there, like not sure they were getting out. It was kind of a funny story, and when I heard the guy tell it, because they had this dude that was in that one, and he was talking about it, and it wasn't funny to the extent that their lives were clearly in danger, but I guess once they got freed, I guess the person that was the pilot of that submersible was a former Russian MiG pilot, so one of their military pilots. And I guess this American dude, I think he's American, he might have been Canadian, but I think he's American, felt that they were moving again, so he, like a big relief, obviously, like, oh my gosh, we're not going to die down here. And he looked over to the Russian pilot of this thing and was like, basically, are we okay? And he said that the Russian dude just looked back at him and at the people in there and just said, nope, no problems. You know, basically like had it the whole time, no issues at all. I can't even imagine. I'm sure they all just started laughing from, you know how you laugh when you're scared to death and you realize you're not going to die? Oh man, I don't know. I have a lot of respect for people that are willing to do stuff like that. If it's to progress technology and hopefully it makes a positive difference, you know, tons of respect. But there's some of these things that I just think, and it's kind of funny. I was talking to a buddy at work today, and we were talking about it a little bit, and I'm like, you know, if I'm a billionaire, if I'm basically financially just, I'm clean, I'm good to go, money is never going to be a problem in my life again, wouldn't you want to be very careful about how you live your life? So because you've got, you know what I'm saying? It's such a stupid way to think, I think, in a way, though, because, you know, I think about, if you're financially secure like that, where it's just money means nothing, would you be willing to take life risks like that? I guess it doesn't matter how much money you have. If it's in your nature to do stuff like that, you're going to do stuff like that. In fact, you might even do more of it because you can afford to do more of it. I guess they said the tickets were like $250,000, $250,000 bucks. I mean, that's not chump change, right? I know in my area, that's not a bad house you can buy for $250,000. The way it's getting now, though, with rent prices in my neck of the woods and everything else, I don't know. It's crazy how much rent has gone up. It's insanely crazy. I think what we might do here, let's make a couple more runs. I might turn this over to an AI. I think we can still hire people. I know financially it doesn't make a lot of sense, but we might just turn this over and go check out and see how what our lime situation is. I suppose we could do that on the next one. I'm kind of enjoying just chatting and doing some cultivating. I'm liking this Fiat. I like the way, I like these old school tractors. They just seem like they're, you know, just more raw. Less electronics and less nonsense. They're just like all about just digging in and getting it. But yeah, there's, you know, of course, and this is why I try to stay away from social media as much as I can. It's so, I was gonna say toxic, but I'm so over that word too. that word got so overused, it's not even funny. But social media is just, yeah, it is what it is. We have to deal with it. But I know at work, at least where I work, TikTok is now banned. So last week, if you are using a company-provided phone and you had TikTok installed, it is now bye-bye. So, and if you're using a personal phone, we have kind of a deal where you can either use a straight company phone, or you can use your personal phone, bring your own device, the BYOD thing, where it's kind of a blend, where you're using your personal phone, you're being reimbursed, and the way that we have it set up is that it's kind of a 50-50 thing. TikTok is also banned as well. And I just kind of chuckled because I hate TikTok with a passion. And I don't hate a lot of things. Hate is a very strong word. And but TikTok, definitely, if I had to label it, hatred would be a good word for it. My kids, I will catch them watching some garbage on there, and I pray every night that they are smart enough to know the difference between reality and TikTok. What are we doing to ourselves as a society with things like TikTok? It's just unfortunate. It really is. And one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube are watching, there's a channel called 74Gear. It's a 747 pilot. He's got a channel that he does some pretty good content with. Big aviation buff. And he has episodes where he will take TikTok, some TikTok videos about aviation, and basically destroy them with what is reality and what is TikTok and what this person is saying. Some of my favorite episodes are that where he just absolutely wrecks. Not the person so much, but just what they're saying. And it's just so funny because it's sad too, though, because you don't have, you can if you want, just you or me, make a TikTok video tonight, and maybe the subject will be the top 10 things to do in order to, I don't know, just think of something stupid. The top 10 things to do, the top 10 things the airlines don't want you to know. That'll be the title. The top 10 things airlines don't want you to know. Alright? And then basically, let's just fill in 10 things. We just make stuff up, because that's what's happening, generally speaking. So maybe number one is like, they don't want you to know that you're breathing asbestos. That's number one. So every flight that you take, whether it be American Airlines, or Canada Air, or Finnair, or whatever airline it is, they're all asbestos. And they're doing that on purpose. They know that it's a problem, but they haven't fixed it. And so you're all breathing asbestos every time you take a flight. Number two, planes are designed to crash after so many hours. So after an airliner has reached, let's say 10,000 hours of flight time, they're actually designed to crash, because Boeing and Airbus want to force the airlines to buy new planes. So Boeing and Airbus both designed their aircraft to crash after so many hours so that they can keep selling new planes to airlines. That's number two. Number 3 on the list. Life vests. Life vests are more dangerous. You're better off not using a life vest because of the danger behind them choking you. More people have died by being choked out by a life vest than have been saved by using a life vest. That's number 3. I like that one. That's not bad. Number 4. It's worse to fly in good weather than it is in bad weather because pilots in good weather are more likely to fall asleep. Yes. Pilots are more likely to fall asleep when it's nice out than if they're dealing with bad weather. That's number 4. I'm trying to think what number 5. Oh, this is an easy one. Number 5. Actually, this one's true. I can't say this one. You know what? We'll say this one. We'll have one true one in there, okay? One that is actually based on fact and not fiction. Or meant for scare tactics. Airline food has extra salt in it so it has better flavor. That is actually true. That one I've actually confirmed. And my understanding is they put more salt in airline food because of the elevation and I guess the way they what do I want to say? Compress the air in the cabin. That I guess food will tend to be bland tasting, so they actually add more salt. Now I don't know if they still do that. That may be out of date, but I was able to confirm that was a legit thing. So maybe we'll throw one in there. That would be a good one because we haven't really fact checked it, but it's close enough to sound good and real. So that'll be number 5 in our top 10 things the airlines don't want you to know. Number 6. What's a good one for number 6? Oh, number 6. You are allowed to smoke in the lavatories as long as you open the window to let the cigarette smoke. Sorry, that one. That one's actually. You better not say that one because there's people that will actually try that, or at least think they can. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I have got to get a TikTok channel and start putting this. But the thing is I'm the kind of person that'll put this stuff out there because it's so much nonsense. But there will be people that will believe it, and so I shouldn't be allowed to have a TikTok channel because I will purposely pollute it with just so much stupidity, just assuming that people will know that it's stupidity. But yeah, I think that's my favorite one. Number 6. You are allowed to smoke in an airline lavatory in the John as long as you open the window to make sure the cigarette smoke is allowed to exit the plane. Can you imagine? I'm just picturing this in my head. That back in like the 70s, I forget when cigarette smoking was banned on airlines. Absolutely fantastic though. I remember clearly having smoking sections when I flew a few times. And the smokers were always in the back of the plane, if I remember right. And you could just see the haze of the cigarette smoke back there. But can you imagine I'm just picturing in my head just a bunch of people on an airplane lighting up with the windows open and the cigarette smoke just kind of billowing out the side of the plane. You see, like, you know, on the freeway or when you're driving, you'll see people smoking when they're driving, and you see their hand kind of flicking ashes out the side window. Yeah, I'm picturing that on like on an Airbus A320 or a Boeing 737 or something like that, and just having the pilots flicking ash out their side window while they're smoking away. I mean, pilots could smoke. Everybody could smoke. It was a free-for-all. It was fantastic. And you know what? At one time or another, I was looking to see if I could find verifiable accidents that were caused by cigarette smoke, or by people smoking on a plane. I actually couldn't find any airplane crashes that were caused by people smoking. Now, you would think to some degree I would think some common sense tells you it's probably not a good idea to smoke on a plane. You're in a tube with recirculating air, so not just the health risks. That's totally beside the point, right? It's the danger of actual cigarette butts being half lit in garbage cans and things, right? Because people, I guess, the one thing I did hear about that every once in a while the flight attendants would find small fires in the garbage bins, especially in the bathrooms, where people would smoke in the bathroom and they would not extinguish their cigarette enough, and they'd throw it in the garbage can, and it might catch a little bit on fire there. I did hear of a few incidents about that, but I don't know. I don't think I was able to find. I wasn't able to find it. I didn't spend hours looking, but I could not find any airline accidents that were 100% contributed to smoking. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Just for the fact that as dangerous as it kind of sounds, I don't think any planes crash from somebody puffing a Marlboro. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I should look into that a little bit more. I think I know somebody at work that would be a good resource for that. Maybe I'll check into that. Are we almost done? Oh, we are. Well, I tell you, this little Fiat has grown on me a bit. I wouldn't mind incorporating this little guy into some gameplay. Quite liking him. Doesn't look like he's getting very dirty. Yeah. We might be done. Let's finish this strip off. Let's just see. Oh, we are indeed. So we can turn off our GPS. Folding is not allowed because, Brad, you need to raise the implement. Very nice. Now, something I do want to check, because I'm not seeing it. Peppy, did you forget to put a dirt mask on this thing? I don't think you did. Nope, you didn't, because I can see some streaking right there. Let's disconnect. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at how it settles. I like that. Let's take a look here real quick before we... Where's my vehicles? Man, I've got a little speck of dirt. Do you ever get a little speck of dirt on your mouse pad? And it just drives you crazy. You can feel it. You're moving your mouse around. Okay, dirt set. Let's do 50%. Actually, you know what? We're returning this thing. Let's do... No, let's just do dirt. We'll do dirt 50%. Not really much going on there. Oh, looks like the wheels might be getting a little dirtier. Maybe Peppy doesn't like dirt. Let's do 100% dirt. Ah, now she's a little filthy. There we go. That's not too bad looking. I like that. I think some of them are just slower at getting dirty than some other mods maybe. Let's do 0 dirt. And let's check out the wear. Let's just do 100% wear. Let's see what the wear is like. Always interested to see. Oh, Peppy, that's nice. Look at that paint wear right there and stuff. That looks pretty sweet. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty nice. Looks like he did a nice job. He or she. I'm assuming it's a he, but it might be a she. That looks pretty good. Do we have some missing paint on the rims and hubs? Doesn't look too much like it, but you could definitely see it on the body. That's pretty cool. Nice job, Pepe. I do really like this Fiat. Very cool. Good sounding tractor, too. Damage. 100% damage. Oh, poor Fiat. We're going to return the Fiat to that farmer that loaned it to us. We're going to return it with 100% damage. Actually, you know what? All set to 100. There we go. Sorry, we were a little rough on the Fiat. It's dirty. It's got a lot of paint wear, and I think we might have damaged the engine. He probably won't let us borrow his equipment ever again. Got some grass issues on the inside of your shed there, buddy. Let's do this here. Put it back where we found it. We're gonna be good neighbors. We might have just completely destroyed his equipment, but we're at least gonna put it back in the shed. Oh, very nice. All right, well, I think that is actually going to do it for... Man, that speck of dirt on my mouse pad is still there, and it's really driving me crazy. Let's actually do this real quick. Let's go back to the farm, since I don't think we've been here on this episode. I did end up selling... Did I mention this the last time we were together? I don't think I did. Maybe it was... These episodes just kind of blend for me. That sprayer that we had right here, that I was trying to get filled... Yeah, that thing's broke in a bad way, so I sold it and got rid of it. It is not this that was causing the problems. It was the actual sprayer. So I just put the kibosh on it. I don't think we even need a sprayer. I think we can deal with that spreader. I think we'll be good to go. If we need a sprayer, we'll get a sprayer, but I don't think we'll need one. These fields, I think are good, except we just need to get them lined up. Oh, we haven't planted anything in these fields. Why was I thinking we planted? Well, evidently, Brad, you were thinking wrong. We fertilized. We need to lime them. Well, it says it needs rolling, but I think that always says needs rolling, even if you don't have anything planted. Yeah, we didn't plant anything there. All right. Well, we'll figure out what we're doing there. I know corn right here, this bad boy here, that's next month. So we're going to deal with that corn harvest. Not really sure what we're going to do, if we're just going to combine up corn, or if we're going to maybe do some foraging. Maybe I'll find something different to do there that we can have a little fun with that. But thanks, everyone. I do appreciate you checking in with me on Throwback Thursday. Back here on Hagenstedt. We've got a lot of exploring yet to do. Not going to be a super long series. We'll move on to another map not too long away, but just kind of want to get a nice feel for the old Hagenstedt. The map that got me hooked on, boy, that field right there, that field number 1, that's a big one, but it was great to own. That made me a lot of money. But yeah, it's good to be back in Hagenstedt. You all take care of yourselves. I will see you back in Hinterland tomorrow, Friday. But make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Don't make any stupid TikTok videos. Do yourself and the world a favor. We don't need more stupidity. And ignore all those airline tips. You all are smart enough to know that nothing I said was even remotely factual, except for the salt in the food. I think that's true. I really do. All right, you all take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.